What's up, guys? It's your boy Hot Shot Dave. Yeah, we're gonna do a little talking about this e-log. Do I agree? Hell no, I don't agree. But they're here. Most likely they're here to stay. We might as well embrace them and deal with them. So, what I've learned on e-logs is, for one, you need to watch this damn system. There's been so many times I'm driving, I put on duty driving, and it kicks me to on duty not driving. So, first of all, keep your e-log up all the time, even if it's on your phone. It is what it is. But, so what we need to do on e-logs is be more efficient haulers. We need to learn how to plan a work day and work a plan. So, does it always work? Absolutely not. But the big thing is, don't take cheap loads. Don't do it. So me personally, I don't run under 60 cents a mile if I can help it. But this week here has been out of this freaking world as far as rates. But I'm not here to talk about my rates and all that, because that just starts a whole bunch of drama. I'm going to tell you how I do it, how it works for me, just give you advice, whether you think I'm wrong, right, indifferent, whatever. You want to use it, and you'll get your rates that you deserve. So, you got to work a plan and plan to work. Work the plan and plan to work. But what does that mean? That means don't just get on the load board and pick any damn loads you can find because you're scared you're not going to be able to get a load. So, because here's what you got to look at. If you're taking 35, 40 cent a mile cars, and then a 60 cent a mile car comes up going in the opposite direction, well, you've lost money, you know, because now you're stuck going in this 35 to 40 cent a mile direction. Shit, let me help this boy get out of his way. You know, in my opinion, a 60, 65 cent a mile car is worth more than two 40 cent a mile cars, 35 cent a mile cars. Well, for one, you've only got one car on the trailer, saving fuel economy if you're lucky. I'm not lucky. I get 8 loaded, empty, speeding, crawling, going. It doesn't matter. I'm getting 8 miles to the gallon. But, you know, if you take one 60 cent a mile car, in my opinion, I would rather take that than two 40 cent a mile cars, or 35 cent. 40 may be pushing it, but, you know, because if you book a car in a lane with 35 to 40 cent a mile, you've just chosen a cheap lane. So if you're at 60, 65 cent a mile going in, chances are you're going to get decent money coming out. Case in point, I had a load down to Georgia. I dropped the car off at Power Stroke Specialties. Dropped the truck off to them, and you know, we did a video. So you go check out Power Stroke Specialties or Power Stroke Help on YouTube. You'll see your boy Hot Shot with the old girl. Alright, but anyway, so we're in Georgia. You can go anywhere in the world from Georgia, right? So where does Hot Shot go? Arkansas. Ain't nobody want to go to Arkansas. You know, but I got really good money going into Arkansas. Got even better money coming out of Arkansas. So, the hot lanes are hot lanes, and there's a lot of drivers running them. So you're going to fight for your loads. You know? I choose to run the, I guess, the warmer lanes. I'm not running a cold lane at all, but I will run a warmer lane, because money's a little bit higher. There's not as many loads, but the loads that are there are paying. And my secret is being able and willing to go anywhere. Anywhere. Not just East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, anywhere. Luckily, I pulled 2 out of Arkansas going to St. Louis, you know. But if there was a decent enough car going to Wyoming, I'm going to Wyoming. So I follow the money. I don't go where I want to go. Now, is there certain places I won't go? Absolutely. Very few. But, you know, and once I picked up the 2 cars, you know, then I look along my route. Is there anything else that could benefit me? So, coming out of Arkansas, I had a 17 Z06 crashed up. I don't know what year. It was a Dodge Ram 5.9 diesel, you know, smashed up. So that load had me at 23 and some change, maybe 24. So there's not much room for weight. Well, I look at the board, and there's a motorcycle coming out of Springfield, Missouri, going to Chicago. Which Chicago is where I need to go, because there's 2 cars there for me headed home. You know, and there is a such thing as booking too far ahead of time. And this week, and my situation right now is prime example. It all worked out, but I wouldn't recommend it. You know, so I seen on the board coming out of Arkansas, there was a car paying very well going to Chicago. And I know from Chicago, I can get home and make decent money. So I booked the Arkansas load. I booked $210 a mile coming out of Chicago, headed home to the East Coast. Well, I only had 1 car coming out of Arkansas at that moment. Well, guess what happens? Arkansas to Chicago cancels. Shit, now what do we do? There's nothing else going Arkansas to Chicago. So we pulled 2 cars going from Arkansas to St. Louis. Decent rate. I can make decent money, and I can still afford the deadhead if I need to. So then I look. The car's going from St. Louis to Chicago at $175, $200. It ain't worth it for me to pull in, pick it up, and deal with all the nonsense. Just not worth it. I said, all right, so let me go a little more south, see what I can find. Well, I found a motorcycle in Springfield paying 80 cents a mile going to Chicago. So I am going to Chicago for 80 cents a mile. But from Arkansas to St. Louis, I made over 2.5 a mile, 250 a mile. So it's going to even itself out. And a big key, in my opinion, is look at the long term, the long haul. Don't look at, oh, I need 225 a mile right now. Sometimes you got to get fuel money and get out. Or sometimes you don't even get fuel money, you just rock out. You just go. You know, I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So, it's all going to work out on this trip. You know, it all came to around $1.70 all miles. It worked out, blah, blah, blah. So, you just gotta work a plan, or you gotta plan your work and work your plan. Now, I deviated today. I should have been in Chicago, but one of my directs called me, needed a favor, but that favor was benefiting me very, very well. So, I pulled a detour, and instead of finding cars at the end of the run to go home, I'm gonna deadhead home, and make very good money on a 100-mile run that he didn't want to put on anybody else's trailer. So this is a $182,000 Mercedes-Benz GTR convertible. So once your customers know you, and this is a broker. What is my main broker? Like, yes, I have main brokers. I would rather deal with them over customers. Here's why. Your customers have a limited amount of freight. If you find a main broker, brokers get freight all over the country. If you can turn a broker into a direct customer and make that money, you can make as much money on a broker as you can a direct customer. If the broker trusts you, if you've earned the respect, you've earned the money. He knows if he puts his $182,000 car on Hotshot Dave's truck, it's going to be treated with the utmost care, respect. He has no worries. That's not a car you put on the damn load board. And I happen to be in the area, but I could not have run that car for cheap money because I got to deviate from my plan. Sometimes you have to deviate, but if they want you bad enough, they will pay through the nose. And that's exactly what happened. So, you know, it's these e-logs, they're going to help us and hurt us, but I really believe once we learn it, you know, we'll be fine. As much as I want to say, people have been running them for years and they're fine, I can't say that because it's a mega fleet that could give two shits about the drivers, and I don't know how they care about the customers. I've never worked for them, but from what I see, drivers are not their top priority. You know, if they do a drop and hook to leave a driver sit and don't care, but yet that freight's being moved by another driver, that's what's most important, and it's not the driver. Shit, we're coming up on a scale here, fellas. I still believe. So, you know, we can make these work. What it's going to do is it's going to get rid of all the cheap guys. All the guys that are not willing to put in the work. All the guys that are not willing to treat this as a business. Not as a job, as a career, as a business. This is all about business. And I'm probably going to do another video on this. I did a couple videos the other day, and for some reason my iPhone just didn't want to work. So I spent this time doing them, and then bam! I go to upload them and they won't upload. But I'm going to do another video about business. So, you guys, you got to treat this with the utmost care, respect. This is top priority. And when I say that, yes, my wife and kids are top priority. They are #1 in my book. But me, my wife, my kids, we all are on this agreement and understand that without what I'm doing, we won't have a happy life at the moment. We won't be successful right now. We won't grow like we want to grow. You know? I'm going to start, for first of the year, I'm going to be leasing on a couple guys, I believe. I haven't decided if I'm going to buy trailers and lease some guys on, or if I'm going to lease on full rigs. I may just do the trailers and lease on trucks, but you're going to have some experience or convince me on why you can do this and not be bullshit. You know, because this is if I put a guy in a truck that's got, I don't care if it's your truck, my truck, the Pope's truck, God's truck, whose truck. If my name is on your door, I need to be able to trust you. You need to be responsible. You know, it's just what it is. Because you've got my livelihood in your hands. So, we'll talk about that later. But, you know, guys, we just gotta stick to your guns. Get a mentor. Mentors are the best thing you can do, in my opinion, when starting out. Other than driving for somebody. So, if we're going to make these e-logs work, we're going to make just as much, if not more money as before. Do I think the rates are going to go through the roof? No. Do I think they're going to go up? Absolutely. And the reason being is, for one, them cheap whores are going to be gone. Guys that want to give their time away, they don't care about their price per mile, cost per mile. They want to make X amount and worry about it later. No, you ain't gonna be able to do that no more. So we have 11 hours of drive time. You need to maximize your money in those 11 hours of drive time. There's going to be times when you don't make tons of money, but you need to make up for it somewhere. And as long as I level out at the end of the week, I'm happy. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about these e-logs. I don't agree with them. I don't like them. I'm making them work. You know, that's just what it is. And yeah, I've talked to some other guys who made them work, and you know, on Facebook I see tons and tons of stuff that DOT is doing that tells me they don't have a clue of what they're supposed to be doing. You know, but I can almost guarantee you one thing. Just because you don't have it, don't mean they're going to let you go with a piece of paper saying you bought this. It's not going to work. You had 2 years. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the Gorilla Safety AORBD. I didn't go E-log yet. I'm not going to till 2019 unless Gorilla really messes up. But guys, know the rules and stuff about these ELDs. Be willing to question officers. If there's an officer telling you there's only 3 that are quote-unquote certified by the FMCSA, you better know that there's about a list of 100 of them, and that if your device is on them, which mine is on them, but anyway, you better know your stuff. Because as crazy as it sounds, you can question DOT officers if you do it in the right way and you have proof and a reason why you're doing it. Now, if you're just being a total dick and you think you know and you're assuming, it's not going to work. Have proof, or places you can find the proof to show DOT why you think you're right or why you think they're wrong, and go from there. Now, don't come up and pull them every cuss word in the book and you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, because that's not going to work for you guys. But, so yeah, it's just, you know, we'll make it work. It's growing pains, it's learning. But I would, if I was you guys, I would take this, this leniency they're giving us and learn your AORBD or E-log. Don't wait till last minute to get on E-logs, you know, because they're not giving fines. Don't do that to yourself, guys. Or they are giving fines, I'm sorry, they're not giving out a service. Don't do that. So, yeah, I mean, just do what you can. Stay vigilant and don't put yourself in trouble doing it. Make sure you know what you're doing and that you're doing the right thing. But, alright guys, that's me about the e-logs. We'll do a video probably later on the day about business or something, I don't know, next day or so, but I'm gonna do a lot more businesses than I'm gonna do, or not businesses, listen to me, a lot more recordings than I'm gonna do lives. I will do some lives once the subscribers build up and all that, but I like to talk about the information while I'm driving and kill that time with that. So that's what I do. But yeah, you guys know the deal. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about us over here. You know, show us some love and some support. You know, if you got any questions about getting into hot shot or car hauling business, hit me up. I'm not an expert at hot shotting, but I got some boys that do hot shotting. So, and they're always willing to help. You know, so if you're willing to listen and want some info, just let me know and we'll get it all hooked up for you guys. But, yeah, man, that's about it. It's Hot Shot Dave. We're out. Drive on, baby.